Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a simple habit that has the potential to change your life overnight. We live in a world where we're constantly seeking shortcuts, the magic pill, or the one big thing that will transform everything. But let me tell you something. There's no secret or quick fix. The habit I'm about to share with you is not a magic formula, but it can work wonders if you commit to it. The habit that will change your life overnight is self-discipline. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, self-discipline? That's it? Yes, that's it. Because here's the truth. The moment you start exercising self-discipline in your life, you begin to take control. And when you take control, you change the game. Self-discipline is not just about saying no to things that are tempting in the short term. It's about saying yes to your long-term goals, your vision, your future. It's about having the courage to act in alignment with your dreams, even when it's difficult. And the beauty of it is, when you make that commitment, you create momentum. You get the ball rolling, and momentum changes everything. When you start to discipline yourself, whether it's in your morning routine, your work habits, your finances, or your relationships, you will begin to see dramatic shifts in your life. Success in any area comes from consistent, disciplined action. It may sound counterintuitive, but discipline gives you freedom. When you're disciplined, you control your time, your actions, and ultimately your results. The journey to a disciplined life doesn't begin with huge steps. Start with small, manageable tasks. Focus on consistency, not perfection. It's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. The results of self-discipline are built on consistent effort. Successful people don't fall for the temptations of instant pleasure. They know that long-term rewards are far more satisfying than short-term indulgences. Create a daily routine and stick to it. Routine is the backbone of self-discipline. It's through a well-structured day that you make progress toward your goals. You can't control everything, but you can control your actions. Focus on improving the things within your power and don't get distracted by what's outside your control. Self-discipline thrives when you have a clear vision. What are you working towards? Set specific, measurable, and achievable goals that give you a sense of direction. Self-discipline requires the ability to say no to distractions, to things that don't serve your purpose, and to people who don't respect your time. Self-discipline is mental. If you believe you're disciplined, you will be. It all begins with the right mindset, believing that you are capable of making the right choices. Self-discipline is about taking responsibility. You are the one who determines your success or failure. When you hold yourself accountable, you take full control of your life. Discipline equals freedom. I know that might sound a bit contradictory at first. How can discipline, something that feels like restraint or limitation, lead to freedom? But let me tell you, it's one of the greatest truths you'll ever encounter in your journey toward success. You see, when you live without discipline, you're actually living in chaos. You might think you're free because you're doing whatever you want when you want, but in reality, you're being controlled by your impulses, your moods, your circumstances, and your distractions. Without structure, your time slips away, your goals fade into the background, and before you know it, you're drifting. There's no real freedom in that. But when you choose to be disciplined, you're taking control of your life. You're deciding what's important to you, and you're committing to those things every single day. It's not about denying yourself. It's about creating a framework where your actions align with your aspirations. The more disciplined you are, the more you can make the choices that actually move you forward. You set the rules. You decide the pace. And you build the life you want, not one that's dictated by random events or fleeting desires. Think about it. If you're disciplined with your time, you have more time to focus on what matters. If you're disciplined with your finances, you have the freedom to enjoy life without the stress of financial worry. If you're disciplined with your health, you'll have the energy and vitality to pursue your dreams without being held back by your body. Discipline is not about restrictions. It's about creating the space for what truly matters. So in truth, the more disciplined you are, the more control you gain over your life. You free yourself from the constant pull of distractions, from the weight of procrastination, from the pressure of unfulfilled goals. The freedom that comes from discipline isn't the freedom to do whatever you want in the moment. It's the freedom to live life on your terms, to make decisions that serve your long-term vision, and to know that you are building something meaningful every day. That's why discipline equals freedom. It's the kind of freedom that comes from knowing exactly where you're going, taking consistent steps toward that destination, and not allowing the small distractions or setbacks to throw you off course. When you master discipline, you open the door to a life of purpose and achievement, a life where you are in charge and truly free. Start small, but start today. Too often we get caught up in the idea that we need to make a huge leap to make a change, that we need to take massive action to see results. But let me tell you, that kind of thinking is what keeps people stuck. It's the people who are waiting for the perfect moment or the right conditions who are never going to make any progress. The truth is, the journey to success begins with the smallest of steps. It's easy to think that if we can't do it all, we shouldn't do anything at all. But the reality is, those small actions, the seemingly insignificant things, add up over time. A small effort, made consistently, compounds into extraordinary results. It's not about waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, or the perfect resources. It's about taking that first step, no matter how small it seems. If you wait for everything to be lined up perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. You'll always find a reason to put it off. But when you commit to starting today, even in the smallest way, you begin to build momentum, and that momentum will carry you farther than you ever imagined. So, if you're looking to get in shape, don't wait until you can commit to an hour at the gym. Start with 10 minutes. If you're trying to save money, don't wait until you can set aside hundreds of dollars each month. Start by saving just a little bit every single day. If you want to write a book, don't wait until you have a week off to sit and write for hours. Start by writing a paragraph every morning, even if it's just a few sentences. Those small, simple actions are what create lasting change. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the big picture, to think that you have to do everything all at once. But it's the small steps taken today that will bring you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Over time, those small actions will create massive progress. So, don't wait for the perfect time to begin. Start small, but start today. The magic happens when you take action, no matter how small. Every small step forward is a victory, and it's these victories that create the momentum needed to carry you through the challenges. When you focus on doing a little bit every day, you soon find that you're no longer waiting for success, you're building it. Every day, every small effort is a step closer to your goal. The key is to begin. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Starting small doesn't mean starting with less, it means starting with what you can handle today and knowing that it will lead you to something much bigger tomorrow. So take that first step today, no matter how small. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish if you just start. Consistency is key. You see, it's not the big bursts of effort that change our lives. It's the small, consistent actions we take every day that lead to lasting results. Too many people make the mistake of thinking they can achieve their goals with one huge push, one massive effort, but that's not how success works. It's the daily grind, the steady, consistent work that builds the foundation for success. Think about it. Success doesn't happen in a day. It's the small actions you do day in and day out that compound and eventually lead to something extraordinary. Whether it's in your health, your career, your relationships, or your finances, those little decisions you make every day, those actions that may seem insignificant in the moment, they add up over time. And that's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The ability to stay consistent. It's easy to get excited when you start something new. You get motivated, you're filled with energy, and you put in a lot of effort. But when the excitement fades and the challenges arise, that's when most people give up. The true difference makers, however, are the ones who show up every day, whether they feel like it or not. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They create it by consistently doing what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel. Consistency is what keeps you going when you don't see immediate results. It's about showing up, doing the work, even when the rewards aren't obvious right away. That's where most people fail. They quit too soon. They get discouraged because they haven't seen the kind of results they were hoping for in the first few weeks or months. But the key is to keep going. The rewards will come, but only if you stay consistent. It's like building a house. You don't build it all in one day. You lay one brick at a time, and slowly, over time, the house begins to take shape. You may not see the entire structure all at once, but as long as you keep laying one brick after another, you'll eventually have something solid, something lasting. That's what consistency does. It gives you the power to build something real, something substantial, something that can stand the test of time. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't require you to be perfect. You don't need to be flawless. You just need to show up day after day and keep moving forward. If you keep putting in the work, even if it's just a little bit each day, you'll begin to see progress. And that progress, over time, will lead to results that you never thought possible. So remember this, consistency is not just about doing the work. It's about committing to the process, day in and day out, regardless of what's happening around you. It's about doing what you said you would do, when you said you would do it, even when it's tough, even when it's inconvenient. Because when you do that, you will build momentum, and momentum will carry you to success. Stay consistent, and the results will follow. Resist instant gratification. In a world full of distractions and temptations, it's so easy to give in to the desire for quick pleasure, to take the easy route, and to indulge in things that offer immediate satisfaction. But let me tell you something, if you keep giving in to those small short-term pleasures, you'll be sacrificing your future success. Instant gratification is the enemy of long-term achievement, and learning to resist it is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It's natural to want what feels good right now. We live in a time when everything is at our fingertips. You can scroll through social media, buy things online, eat whatever you want, and entertain yourself in countless ways, all in an instant. But what happens after that brief moment of pleasure? You feel the same, or worse, you feel empty because that satisfaction didn't last. You've given in to the momentary high, but you've done nothing to build the future you truly want. And here's the truth, the things that give you the most lasting joy, the most true fulfillment, are the things that require patience, effort, and discipline. Think about it. If you want to build a successful business, it's not about taking shortcuts or hoping for overnight success. It's about doing the work day after day, even when it's hard, even when you don't see immediate rewards. If you want to get in shape, you don't lose the weight in a week by taking a pill or trying a fad diet. It's about consistency, about making healthy choices every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Instant gratification, whether it's eating junk food, binge watching TV shows, or spending money you don't have, steals from the future you could be building. Now, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy life or have moments of pleasure. Life is about balance, and it's important to take time to relax and recharge, but the key is knowing when to say no to the things that won't serve your future. It's about understanding that the best rewards in life come from delayed gratification, the ability to put in the work today for the benefit of tomorrow. You're investing in your future by saying no to those fleeting desires and yes to the things that will build your dreams. The ability to delay gratification is one of the key differences between those who achieve their goals and those who don't. It's the person who resists buying the new gadget they don't need and puts that money toward their savings or a wise investment. It's the person who chooses to wake up early, get to work, and put in the effort rather than hitting snooze and taking the easy way out. The truth is, the pain of resisting temptation today is far less than the pain of regret tomorrow. The more you practice resisting instant gratification, the stronger you'll become at focusing on your long-term goals. It's about having the discipline to prioritize your future over the momentary satisfaction that can so easily sidetrack you. So the next time you feel the urge to give in to something that doesn't align with your goals, remember, the choice you make today determines the future you'll create. Resist the urge for quick rewards and put in the work that will pay off in the long run. The future you'll thank yourself for it. The power of routine is often underestimated. People tend to think that success comes from moments of brilliance, from bursts of inspiration, or from big, dramatic efforts. But the truth is, success is built on the small, consistent actions we take every single day. It's the routine you create that shapes your life, not the big events that happen every so often. You see, a well-crafted routine is what will carry you through when the excitement fades and when the challenges arise. The beauty of a routine is that it takes the guesswork out of your day. When you follow a routine, you don't have to decide every morning what you should be doing next. You don't have to waste energy thinking about what tasks to tackle or how to fill your time. Your routine already provides the structure, the discipline, and the direction. It tells you what to focus on, and in doing so, it frees up your mental energy for what really matters. It gives you the clarity to make progress toward your goals without being bogged down by distractions or indecision. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by chance. They didn't get there by flying by the seat of their pants. They got there by following a routine that aligned with their values and their objectives. Whether it's waking up early, reading every day, exercising regularly, or dedicating time to deep work, it's those daily habits that make the difference over time. The power of routine is in its consistency. It's the little things done consistently that compound to create significant results. When you create a routine, you're setting yourself up for success. But a good routine is more than just checking off boxes. It's about designing your day to reflect your priorities. A powerful routine will focus on the things that matter most to you and set you on the path to achieving your goals. Whether you're working on your health, your career, your relationships, or your personal growth, a solid routine aligns your actions with your vision, and that alignment leads to progress. One of the most important aspects of a good routine is discipline. It's not always easy to stick to it. There will be days when you don't feel like getting up early, when you'd rather hit snooze, or when you'd rather skip the gym. But discipline means doing what you've committed to doing, even when you don't feel like it. That's the power of routine. It takes the emotions out of the equation. It helps you to do the right things even when you don't feel like it, because you've already decided that those things are important. It's also important to understand that routines aren't rigid. They can be flexible. Life is going to throw curveballs. Things won't always go according to plan, and that's okay. But a strong routine helps you get back on track quickly. It gives you a framework that you can adjust as needed, but it also keeps you grounded when things get chaotic. It's the anchor that keeps you moving forward even when the world around you is changing. The power of routine lies in its ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's the repeated actions done consistently that lead to success. And success is not an event, it's a process. A great routine sets you up for that process. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and making sure that the time you spend every day is aligned with your highest goals and your best self. Your routine is your daily investment in your future. So take control of your routine, and your routine will take control of your success. You can't control how others behave, but you can control how you react. You can't control the things that happen to you, but you can control how you respond to them. Life is filled with uncertainty and challenges, and it's in those moments when focusing on what you can control becomes most important. The moment you stop worrying about things outside your control is the moment you free yourself to make real progress. Think about it. If you spend your time and energy worrying about the things you can't control, you're robbing yourself of the power to change what you can. You can't control how the market moves, but you can control your actions within it. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you treat others. The energy you spend on worrying about things beyond your reach is energy you could be using to improve yourself, to move toward your goals, and to take action on what you can actually influence. When you focus on what you can control, you take ownership of your life. You stop waiting for someone else to change the situation. You stop blaming external circumstances, and instead you turn inward to ask, what can I do about this? It's an empowering shift that takes you from a place of helplessness to a place of action. When you control your mindset, your effort, your habits, and your responses, you put yourself in the driver's seat of your life. The truth is, everything we do begins with the way we think. If you can control your thoughts, you can control your actions. If you can control your actions, you can control the direction your life is going in. By focusing on what you can control, you stop giving away your power. You stop allowing external forces to dictate your mood, your success, or your happiness. You begin to direct your own path, and that's where true freedom lies. It's important to remember that focusing on what you can control doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. It doesn't mean everything will always go according to plan, but it does mean that you will always have the power to move forward no matter what life throws at you. Instead of getting bogged down by what you can't change, focus on what you can. Your effort, your attitude, your actions, and your decisions. Every successful person you know has learned to master this principle. They focus on improving the things they can control, their skills, their mindset, their habits. They don't waste time lamenting over the things they can't change. They accept what they can't control and focus all their energy on what they can. That's how you make progress, that's how you build resilience, and that's how you create success. So take a moment to ask yourself, what can you control right now? What actions can you take today that will move you closer to your goals? Stop worrying about the things that are out of your hands and start focusing on the things you can influence. You'll be amazed at how quickly your life will begin to shift when you take full ownership of what's within your control. Set clear goals. Without a clear target, you're like a ship without a rudder. You might be moving, but you have no idea where you're going or how to get there. Setting goals isn't just a nice idea. It's an essential part of achieving anything significant in life. The clearer your goals, the more focused your efforts become, and the more likely you are to succeed. When you set clear, specific goals, you create a roadmap for your life. You define your destination and begin to chart the course that will take you there. The problem many people face is that they don't take the time to define what they truly want. They may have vague ideas like, I want to be successful, or I want to be healthier, but these are not clear goals. You can't hit a target that isn't specific. A goal needs to be concrete, measurable, and actionable. You have to know exactly what you want and be able to define it in a way that allows you to track your progress. If you want to be successful, what does success look like to you? If you want to be healthier, what does that mean? Losing 20 pounds, running a marathon, or eating better every day? The more precise your goal, the more you'll be able to make it happen. When you set clear goals, you create focus. You stop chasing after distractions and start moving in one direction toward one purpose. Goals give your life structure. They keep you motivated, even when things get tough. You see, it's easy to lose steam when you don't have a clear vision of what you're working toward. But when your goals are specific and meaningful, you tap into a deeper sense of purpose. You're no longer just going through the motions. You're working towards something important. But clarity isn't enough. You also need a timeline. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. When you set clear goals, make sure you attach a realistic timeline to each one. Deadlines create urgency and prevent procrastination. They force you to take action. Without a deadline, your goal can easily drift into the realm of someday. You might say, I'll get to that when I have more time, but that time rarely comes unless you make it happen. Another critical piece of setting clear goals is breaking them down into manageable steps. When you look at a big goal, it can be overwhelming, but when you break it down into smaller tasks, you make it achievable. Start with the end result in mind, then work backward to figure out what steps you need to take. If your goal is to run a marathon, don't just focus on the finish line. Focus on the smaller steps, like running your first mile, then your first 5 miles, then increasing your distance over time. Each small victory builds momentum and brings you closer to the bigger goal. Goals also provide you with a sense of direction. Life throws challenges your way, there's no question about that. But when you have clear goals, you know exactly what you're working for. You have a guiding light that helps you navigate the tough times. Goals give you a reason to push through when things get hard, and they help you stay on track when temptation tries to pull you away from your purpose.